Hello darts nuts, I'm going to do a review of a set of Red Dragon darts. This particular one is the Stinger 28 gram darts. I don't normally throw such heavy darts but because I wanted to do something different for people who like heavier darts, that's why I wanted to try these. And darts come in the Red Dragon packaging, and you get a tri-fold wallet, and you've got your darts obviously, and your guarantee card, and you've got a set of hardcore flights, and actually you've got two sets of hardcore flights, and you've got a set of Team Red Dragon flights, and you've also got some Red Dragon alloy medium stems by the looks of it, and a point protector. Yeah, it's just the one set of stems. So that's what you get for your money. It costs £17.90. They're 85% tungsten dart, and they're basically made in heavyweights. There's a 28 gram model, which is this, a 30 gram model, and a 32 gram model, and they're of a kind of a classic design. This one is a parallel or straight barrel, and then there's a torpedo barrel, and there's one which is kind of like a mixture. So that's what you get. This is pretty good buy for the money. So let's have a close look at the barrels now. Right then, here's the close look at the Stingers. The darts are fitted with a black coated point, a fairly sharp point. Like I said, it's a parallel or straight barrel dart. There's a slightly rounded nose to the front of the barrel, which is smooth, and then the grip is a kind of a ring and groove style grip. It's probably just a medium or low medium level of grip. It's quite a heavy dart. It's like 28 grams. It's a fair bit more than what I normally throw, but I think this sort of dart makes a really good dart for a beginner. But obviously there's also people who like to use heavy darts as well, and it's a pretty good looking dart. I do like the contrast in black and yellow, and there's a smooth bit in the middle, then you got more of the ring and groove grip on the rear, and then a slightly smooth tapered bit to the shaft. And the darts are fitted with medium alloy stems and hardcore, I think the 100 micron standard flights. Certainly fits in nice with the black and yellow theme. So I'll let you look at the dart, then I'll put the detailed picture up with all the measurements. Right then, here's the detailed picture. Here's the detailed look at the darts. It's got a 26mm black coated point, has a slight taper to the nose of the barrel, and the front section is 5.8mm wide, and then you've got a section of kind of like a double ring grip with a thin groove in between, and it's got wide grooves in between the double rings. That's 17.6mm wide. And then there's a smooth section around the middle of 5.9mm wide, and then you've got the double ring grip section again, same width, 17.6mm, and then there's a smooth section on the rear which tapers slightly to the end of the barrel. That's 4.3mm wide. Overall length is 51mm, and the width is 7.13mm. Alright, I'll just do some measurements along the barrel. Barrel length is 51mm, and probably that middle section is going to be the widest. That's 7.11. 7.12. It's probably the same all the way along. 7.1. It's just depends on how you catch the edges of the rings, and then there's a slight taper towards the shaft. Right, let's measure the barrels, see how they match up. That one is 28.21. 28.21, and that is 28.24, so it's pretty close, that. And with the supplied setup it's 30.552 grams. See if I can find the balance point now. It's probably going to be somewhere near the middle. Just around about there, so just maybe slightly to front of centre, not really much. And with the supplied setup, it's pretty much in the middle of the barrel with the supplied setup. Alright, that's the detailed look at the darts. Does look quite striking in the yellow and black colours. I'm a front gripper, so I'm probably going to be gripping it around there, which has got a fair amount of grip for me. Seems fine, that grip, but obviously they're a bit heavier than what I normally throw. So let's give them a throw and see how they go. I think that one was going into the treble then, but hit that dart. Certainly feel more weighty than what I'm used to. When I'm releasing the dart, I can feel the weight of it as it's leaving my hand. It's kind of strange. It's probably because I'm holding it at the front. I can feel it resting on there, and at that very last second of release I feel the kind of weight coming off the grip sort of thing, but I'm holding it just around there on that front section. Flying quite well. I was getting a little bit of fishtailing, but might be just because I'm trying to get used to the weight of it first. Obviously I'll have to have a few more throws, but just from that first few throws, the only problem I have really is just the slightly heavier weight, but it seemed to be fairly steady. But like I said, I just got a little bit of fishtail in there, but I'll have a few more throws, see how it goes. Those three were flying quite a lot better actually. I think it's more the weight that I'm a little bit not used to. Starting to get the hang of the weight a bit, like, it just, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It just kind of feels heavy in my fingers. I think the only problem I have with it is it just a little bit too heavy, I think, but I wanted to try a heavier barrel just to see how it feels. But one thing I have noticed is that after a few more throws, they were steadying up a lot more, going a lot steadier through the air. Although me holding it at the front, whether it's the weight of the barrel, I'm not too sure, it could be, but it feels as if it's kind of like fallen down because I'm not really gripping it much. It's only like a very light grip, and I can feel like the weight of the dart on the back, so balance feels a little bit off there. So I'm going to have a throw from that centre section, see how that feels. Yeah, I think that's felt a lot more better balanced. Probably just because of the weight of the barrel. It's not. If this was a dart, it would probably be fine me holding it at the front, but because it's quite heavy, holding it in the middle just distributes the weight more evenly in my grip, so that's probably why it's better balanced there. And it has less of a heavy feeling when I'm releasing it. Definitely better balance there, but I'm quite happy with the way it flies there. It just felt a bit better balanced there, but I'll have a throw from that rear section as well now, just for the sake of it. That's not too bad at all, that. Obviously it's not my natural grip, but the first dart that I threw kind of kicked up a little bit, but the second two were flying quite well. Let's give it another go from the rear section. I didn't throw that one right. Yeah, probably suit any grip really, whether it's a front, middle or rear. If you like a heavy dart, it's quite a chunky feeling barrel. The grip is probably just around about a medium level, maybe a low medium, but that centre section is smooth, so if you're a centre gripper, you've only got like a little bit of the edges of the rings either side, but I'm just going to go back to my normal grip now. Right, so there you go, the Red Dragon Stinger 28 gram darts. It's not a weight I normally throw because my weight is usually around 23-24 grams. Sometimes I can go to about 25-26 depending on the dart, but generally I stick around the 23-24 gram mark. But because I know there's people out there who like heavier darts, I just wanted to do a review of a heavier dart. And one thing I've noticed through throwing it, after a while when you get the hang of the weight, it does seem a lot steadier, like through the air, probably because of the weight. But the only thing that was a little bit disconcerting, because I'm gripping right at the front, is that kind of the weight of the barrel dipping down at the end there. But from the middle, very nicely balanced. From the rear, it wasn't too bad at all, but like I said before, it's a straight barrel dart, so it should suit any kind of grip really, but it just all depends how comfortable you are with the weight. But it's quite a nice little dart actually. So that's the end of the review. Thanks for watching.